Like other parents, I really want to capture every moment of my kids' lives, and taking photographs is a great way to do that. For me, I found that the toughest part of taking photos of children is to capture them as they really are. One of the easiest ways to get great shots of your children is to capture them doing things that they enjoy doing. So a lot of times I like to sneak in on little activities that they're doing. For instance, in this case, my daughter was reading a story that she enjoyed. So I was able to sneak into her room, capture a couple candids of her, and got some really great shots. Because my daughter's room is a smaller room, I like to use a wider angle lens. In this case, I use the Tamron 24-70 2.8. Even though this room has great natural light, I find myself wanting to do things to stabilize my lens so that I will not have any chance of blur. A lot of times I like to make a tripod with my arms just to help stabilize them a little bit more, and I'll get a much clearer shot. And especially if you're using a lens that has vibration compensation, you want to be sure to turn that on because that will help as well. I like shooting with natural light because it allows me to capture my children in the moment. I don't need to go grab all of my extra camera gear, the flashes, the backdrops. If I had to do that, it would become more of a portrait session rather than just a candid moment with my kids. One of my very favorite locations is actually in my backyard. When we first moved here, I was not very happy with all these weeds, and I made my husband promise that he would replant our entire yard. But the more I got into photography, I realized what a beautiful location it really was, and it's become one of my go-to spots. Perfect. Look down just like you were. That's really pretty. But even in the most beautiful places, you have to find the right light. Right now we're shooting in a bright sunny day, so I need to really watch the light, because if I turn Wesley one way, the sun is going to be right in her face and she's going to be washed out, and also she'll have those squinty eyes and watery eyes trying to avoid that sunlight. So I just turn her back to the sun, and now she has nice even lighting on her face, and we can be ready to shoot. People ask me all the time about how you can achieve that blurry background and still keep your subject sharp. The easiest way to get this look is to do something called shooting wide open. So for this lens, I would need to change my aperture to a 2.8. Then I make sure that I focus on my subject's face, and this will help separate her from the background. This is something that really draws the viewer's eye to the subject and makes a more interesting image. If you want more of your background to be in focus, all you need to do is make your aperture a larger number. The best results I get when I'm photographing my children is to try and capture them naturally, which means I don't try to set up every single shot and say cheese. Instead, I set up a situation that I know will be enjoyable for them, and I'll get some really great images. Now look down and see if you can find anything down there. I love shooting in this location because it is absolutely beautiful to work at. It has the beautiful stream, the amazing rock walls, but it's also a place that's just right around the corner from my home, and my children are used to playing here and they're very comfortable here, and it's become very personal for us. What'd you find, Wes? Get it. Be brave, be brave. Get him, get him, get him. You got it, good job. Big splashy, Wes. What? Big splash. Big splash. Not at me. I decided to switch lenses here and went with the 70-200 2.8. This allowed me to A, not let my camera get wet when she decided to start splashing. All right, ready, set, go. But also I tried to narrow in on those fine details and capture images of her hands in the water, or the boots that she was wearing for the session, or the little net that she was carrying. Things like that that will help her remember what we did that day. So really think about where your kids are the most comfortable and where they have a lot of fun. And remember, some of the best images that you're going to get are the most candid ones.